Hey everyone, and welcome back to the ATD Movie Channel on YouTube. I'm Tony, and today I'll be reviewing Kingsman, The Golden Circle, the latest film by director Matthew Vaughn. Let's jump right into it. I gotta be honest with you guys, I walked into this movie with a lot of expectations because I really loved the first movie. It took me by surprise, I didn't see it in the theater, and when it was finally released on DVD, I fell in love. I fell in love with the world, I fell in love with the characters, the action, the visuals, pretty much everything. And then comes along the sequel a couple years later, and I expected a lot out of it. Let's talk about some of the things that I like before I get into a lot of the things I didn't like. So the first thing I want to talk about is the score. The score was fantastic in this movie. It was exciting, it was exhilarating, it was up-tempo when it needed to be, and there was a couple of heartfelt moments where I felt like it calmed down to what it needed to push the story along. So kudos to the score and the composer, because I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. And I have to give credit where credit is due. The movie starts off with a bang, and by that I mean an incredible action sequence. A lot of it is featured in the trailer, so you guys, I'm not spoiling anything by telling you this, but it involves a car chase, and then the way that the main character, Eggsy, played by Taron Egerton, fights a villain in the back of the car during a chase. It's just amazing. And this is one of the things that makes Matthew Vaughn such a great director. His eye for action is unlike anybody else in Hollywood. And that's why it's so disappointing that overall, I really didn't enjoy this movie. But let me continue. The third act action sequence is amazing too. It's over the top, it's well choreographed, it's fast paced. The way that the characters fight each other and they use the environment around them, it's super unique. And that's the end of the list in terms of what I liked about the movie. Guys, this is not a good film. The movie is beyond long. It comes in at 2 hours and 20 minutes. The hell do you need 2 hours and 20 minutes to tell a story for? The second act is about 45 minutes from what I could remember, and it's a complete waste of time. It takes place at a music festival, and there's no excitement whatsoever. There's a cliche sex scene in it that's going to make headlines. It already has. And it just felt like it was a stretch of time that we really didn't need to spend doing what the characters were doing. Another thing I want to talk about is the plot. Like, I can deal with a comic booky plot, but this is just ridiculous. It feels like the writers just sat around and watched old James Bond movies and then just put together all the different tropes that they could find to write this script. I mean, really, guys, it's not good. Julianne Moore is actually pretty good in the movie. She plays a mentally ill villain, and her motives are never discovered or really dove into at all. And the worst part about using her talent is that she's confined to one space the entire movie. I mean, Julianne Moore has no opportunity to build this character. It's not a character that we learn much about, and we're just expected to believe that she wants to, kill everyone on Earth, so to speak. And while we're talking about plot, my God, they use a retcon to justify Colin Firth coming back from the first film. And spoiler alert, if you're watching this, you've probably already seen the first movie. The Colin Firth character is shot and killed in the first movie. And the way they bring him back is honestly just insulting. But I get it. It's a comic book movie. And I think the reason I'm disappointed is because I know Matthew Vaughn and his crew are better than this. He makes spectacular movies, and this is just not one of them. And I gotta also talk about the rest of the talent. Every bit of talent in this movie is wasted. They're left to do nothing. I mean, Taron Egerton, the lead actor, he's okay, but he's just a good-looking spy. Basically, that's what it comes down to. And when the writers tried to give him anything that resembles a character arc, I just felt like it failed miserably. It didn't hit the note at all. Poor Colin Firth. This poor guy, he made us believe he could be an action star, and then they bring him back to the sequel, and they give him almost nothing to work with. I mean, almost nothing. Mark Strong is really good in the movie, but again, doesn't have a lot of screen time, so there's not much to work with. And literally all the new additions are completely wasted. From Channing Tatum to Halle Berry to Jeff Bridges are completely wasted. They're left to do nothing. They're basically bit characters. The marketing of the movie painted these two different groups between Colin Firth's Kingsman and Channing Tatum's Statesman as, a union between these two groups that are going to help each other, etc. And it just didn't play out that well. Alright, if you can't tell, I did not enjoy this movie, and I can't recommend it. It's disappointing too, because this is just above last place in my rank of films directed by Matthew Vaughn, right above Stardust. And he's a brilliant director. This guy has a great style and an eye for visual effects. I just think he missed the mark on this one, and that's okay. There's already a greenlit third film in this franchise, and hopefully he returns, and hopefully he can come back to true form, because he really missed the mark on this one. So I'll ask you guys, have you seen it yet? Do you agree with my assessment? Did you love it? Did you ignore the things I didn't like about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely interested to see if there's anybody who enjoyed this and why. You can also subscribe to the channel to be notified of content uploaded regularly. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and you can find other movie reviews on the channel as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll talk to you real soon.